Welcome to Colors of Paradise on VInow.com. I'm Africa Harrigan. We're at Estate Whim Museum where you can learn about Virgin Islands history, visit historic plantation buildings, conduct research, and much more. At Estate Whim Museum, history comes alive as you walk among the original 18th century buildings at a once thriving sugar plantation. The site includes numerous buildings spread out on beautiful grounds, shaded in spots by large tamarind trees. A tour of Estate Whim Museum is a must for anyone seeking to experience the fascinating heritage of St. Croix. The first building you encounter when visiting the museum is the Great House. It is a stately oval house with tall green windows and doors. And it is here that gracious guides provide you with insight on the antique furnishings inside and share stories of past inhabitants and plantation life.
The history of Estate Whim Plantation goes back to the 1700s. On 1733, the Danish West India Company purchased the Virgin Islands from France. By 1754, it was identified as a sugar plantation. This estate was owned by several different owners. Some of the owners lived here. Some sent a manager to run the estate. This room was used as the master bedroom. All the pieces in here are 1800 pieces except one piece. Here they have a mahogany wood bed. It's a 4-post leaf-shaped mahogany wood bed. In those days, mosquito nets were used in case of insects, and at that time, they built beds to reach window level to get air. The commodes were used at night. At daytime, an outhouse were used or a privy.
After visiting the Great House, you can explore other buildings, like the cookhouse, the traditional West Indian cottage, and various sugarcane processing mills. Let's take a look. The cookhouse was built around 1766. Here you can see large iron pots used for cooking meals and stone jars used for storing drinking water. The pretty caretaker's cottage is built in a typical 1900 West Indian style with Victorian gingerbread trim. Watchmen took shelter in similar watch houses which were located near sugarcane fields. They guarded the crops from fires and theft. Estate Whim Museum includes a fully restored windmill. Enslaved Africans hand-fed sugarcane through rollers attached to the windmill structure to extract cane juice. The juice was then processed into raw brown sugar, molasses, and rum. St. Croix sugar products were shipped to markets in Europe and America. Close to the windmill is an animal mill, the earliest mode of crushing sugarcane in a steam mill engine. Steam-powered mills had begun replacing the older milling techniques by the mid-1800s. In addition to well-maintained historical buildings and grounds, Whim Museum also has a large collection of genealogical records, old photos, and maps. The Research Library and Archives is home to the Family History Center. The huge collection of census and church records is a big draw for genealogists researching their family ties on St. Croix. Kelly, tell us about the library.
The library is a research library and archives. It has one of the largest collections of genealogical materials in the Caribbean. In addition to the genealogical materials, it has a collection of books pertaining to the Virgin Islands, manuscript collections, and photograph collections, all having to do with the history of the islands.
Estate Whim Museum is operated by the St. Croix Landmark Society. For more information about the museum, visit their website at stcroixlandmarks.com. Before we leave, don't forget to buy a souvenir at the museum store. I hope you enjoyed exploring Estate Whim Museum as much as I did. I'm Africa Harrigan for Colors of Paradise on VInow.com.